Welcome back. This is your money sign. Book 1, Follow the Rules. Today we're going to talk about segment number 4, which is money mixed signals. If you'll remember in segment number 3, we were talking about how you have money triggers. Money trigger is when you move away from pain and toward pleasure. However, we do get money mixed signals. When you're comfortable moving towards pain and uncomfortable moving towards pleasures. That's what we call the mixed signals. We've all had them. It doesn't have to be an extreme thing. As I explain it, just kind of keep that little ticker in the back of your head like, is that what's going on for you? Alright, so like we already discussed, our brains do not like pain or discomfort. Yet, I've seen people give away their life savings, which is financial pain, because they're afraid of being seen as greedy for having a year emergency fund, which would be financial pleasure. Now, this is where I believe all the financial self-help books are just no help. Like, they tell you a surface level rule, like save 10% of your income, and then just leave you. Like, that's the end of the story. But it isn't. In my humble opinion, that's actually only the start of the story. If somebody hands me a tool and says, here you go, I might not know what to do with it. And even if I know one way of using it, I might not know the other ways of using it, okay? So just having some financial surface rule, I don't think is what's helpful. So if we feel bad for doing something that we know is good for our financial future, then something is missing from the equation. I noticed this many times when I would choose one category of choose your money sign over another category. Like, if I chose to spend money on groceries instead of on my writings, spend, stacks, give, then I'd feel bad, even though I knew the right thing to do was to have food in the house. No financial book I've ever read addressed the deep emotions that I felt, the inner turmoil that I had, nor how to balance your money so that there was no more inner war. These mixed signals came up again and again. I knew that there was there had to be a way to understand what was going on and how to put into place a financial system that would keep me on track and keep me guided. I am the type of person where I have to have something keeping me moving, keeping me focused, keeping me going. I need to know where that goal line is. Otherwise, my brain is just going to kind of wander away and forget that I was even in a financial race. So I really was trying to find, desperate to find something that would help me stop all these internal mixed signals. So I had to have some guidance, so I needed to know the rules. We agreed that there are 4 categories all money can be put into. Well, now each of those categories needs to have a purpose, needs to have a rule. Spend account. Money put in here was meant to be spent. Keeping a low balance while storing a fluff for unexpected expenses was acceptable. Invest account. Money put in here could only be put towards things that would give a return on my capital. That was a very new concept to me when I started. The give account. Money put here was to be used to express myself authentically and only on myself. That was another thing I was really difficult of. Everybody was more important. I mean, I still struggle with that sometimes, financial wise. So that was the rule for that one. Now the net worth account. Money put in here was never, ever to be taken out again. It was like my brag, my claim to wealth and fame. Now, if you've never been at a point where finding a penny on the street is like, yes, then you might not grasp it fully. But I do believe that there are scales and possibility to grow. I have to tell you, when that penny first hit that dollar, and when that dollar for the first time went over $10,000, it changed my identity. It really just helped me grow as a person. So this net worth account, yes, it has financial reasons, but it also has emotional and psychological reasons. These rules are very important. The spend account, you spend. The invest account, you get a return. The give account, you authentically express the self. And the net worth account, it's your brag. It is your personal claim to wealth fame. Even if you never tell any other person what it is, you will know it. Now, these rules helped me to begin to understand why I was getting mixed signals. Because, my brain knew that it was important to save money, net worth. But somewhere in there, it also knew how important enjoying my life, my give, in my own authentic way is. And once again, once I knew the categories and I knew the rules, it somehow calmed my inner battles just a little bit more. And that's when I realized that there was one all-time important rule. Instead of trying to put in a hierarchy, I had just adapted. You know what? Once money is put into an account, it can never be switched to another account. I really want you to take a moment to let that sink in. There are your 4 accounts. You've got your safe, you got your invest, you got your give, you got your net worth. And it's okay to choose one over the other. But there is one all-time important rule. Once money is put into an account, it can never be switched to another account. Look, take all the time that's needed to decide what to put into each account. Okay? And you really kind of gotta question where you're at financially in that moment. You got to question, what are you trying to build now that you will need 5 years from now? But once it's in that account, there's no taking it back. Look, we've all dealt with times of money shortages, and somehow we always got through, okay? So do that with each account. If you need $200 for the car payment, which is spend, get creative. Find a way that does not touch your invest, does not touch your give, and does not touch your net worth. Once money goes into an account, it can never be switched to another category. I think many of us, if you're watching this or are involved in this category, you really understand the absolute worst that can happen. And I've seen many people stay stuck and not make progress just because they fear what could happen. Okay, you could get bad credit. Items go onto your credit report and you can pay them off in 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Or you can wait 7 years and have them fall off your report. So don't let creditors bully you or guilt you. I had one creditor call me. It wasn't even for me. I let them know they had the wrong number, but it was a female name, and since I had a female voice, this man was determined I was this person, and he was just trying to lay on the guilt for me. And obviously, I found it completely hilarious. I just laughed at him. I was like, wow, you really think you have the right to condemn another person for what you believe they did? You never even once asked, first off, okay, this isn't the right person. And second off, you never even asked what situation this woman went through to put her in whatever position she's in for you to try to collect it. So please understand, when you're first starting this out, there's gonna be adversity. There's gonna be challenge. Already accept it. You're already having adversity. You're already having challenge. I mean, seriously, if you're short $200 for a car payment, you've got challenges, okay? So just relax. Understand there are the 4 accounts. Once money goes into one of those accounts, it can't be switched up. Get creative, figure it out if you need to without touching the other accounts. Now, I'll let you know, this took me a long time to follow. I'm not perfect. I'm sitting here telling you this stuff because I sabotaged myself plenty of times. I was so used to having to use all. How many times do you say, oh, lift up the couch cushions? Well, we didn't even own a couch, so that wasn't an option for me. Walking the streets to the park, to the store, to uptown, literally just hoping that I would find some pennies and being thrilled if I found a dollar bill. Okay? I mean, I'm talking all available money whenever needed that to leave some money in my net worth account while the S account had gone into the negative, it just seemed wrong. So I'd make progress, but then as soon as a bill came up, I always went toward the self-sabotage. Not following this one rule has cost me literal years of my life exchanged for paychecks. Really let that set in. Years of your life exchanged for paychecks simply because you are not shown how or the importance of prioritizing how to spend your money for your benefit, not for the benefit of the corporations, not for the benefit of the government, not for the benefit of the people you grew up around, for your benefit. This is the ultimate rule. Once money is put into an account, it can never go into another category. That is how I stopped the battles. That is how I started making progress. This ultimate rule. Once money is put into an account, it can never go into another category. This is important. I'm going to say it again. Once money is put into your spend account, it can never go into another category. That money is for spending. I don't care if it sits there for a while. That money is determined to spend. Once money goes into your invest account, it can never go into another category. It must be put into something that has the potential for a return. Nothing is guaranteed with an investment, but the whole point is you have to put the effort into it, okay? Once money goes into your give account, even if you don't know what your give is yet, trust me, I had questioned back and forth many times throughout my life. I love to write. I love to express myself with the toxic family I grew up with. It was always a self-sabotage. It was always gaslighting. And I mean, the things that I write about, the things that I was trying to teach to help people heal, they would try to turn around and call me such horrible names and try to tell me what a horrible person I was. And it took me a couple of decades to fully understand that my determination to grow, my ability to adapt very quickly to a new self-identity, challenged them completely. They didn't want to have to acknowledge how they were mistreating me. They didn't want to have to acknowledge how they have not grown up. They did not want to acknowledge that what I was teaching, what I was saying, and the new people, healthy people I had been bringing into my life also challenged them, also made it show them they had to change something. So if this is you, if there's any part of your brain or any part of you that's like, not doing this. Oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Or, a lot of people I find when they don't want to grow financially, it's weird. They'll pick on me. They'll say, oh, well, you sound like you have a lisp. Oh, well, you don't have teeth. Oh, well, you're just a white person, so something must have been handed to you. Or, oh, you're just a female. Your daddy probably bought you stuff. Like, it has literally nothing to do with their finances, their self-growth, or their success. For some reason, when you talk about money with people, they think that by excuse me, hold on, let me get my tea. They think that by saying that somebody is somehow less worthy or something, that then they don't have to focus on themselves. So if there's any part of you defending or retreating or mentally or verbally attacking either me or the system, just realize, just be aware that's a trigger. That's what we went over in the last one. That's a trigger, okay? You somehow associated you learning with pain. Or you have somehow associated you valuing yourself as pain. So really go over that money trigger, because I promise you, you can make fun of me all day long. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. You're only going to make it harder for yourself to move forward. Okay? So once money goes into that net worth account, you never, ever, ever put it into another category. Follow this ultimate rule. Once money is put into an account, it can never go into another category. Your sign account. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's supposed to be spend. Well, I told you I'm raw, and it is like 4 o'clock in the morning after I just got improperly let go from a job I'd already put 2-week notice in. So, not always on the ball, but you know what? I'm here with my give. I'm here with you, so let's keep doing this. Your spend account. Money in the spend account is meant to be spent. Okay? It doesn't have to be spent to zero every month. It doesn't have to be spent on bills or food. It doesn't have to be spent on, toys or groceries or accessories. You get to choose what you spend it on. But it is there to be spent. So when a situation comes up to spend money, you have that freedom. Let me really sink that in. This is about growing up. This is about freedom. If you can have those two things, it's pretty damn peaceful. Now, in your invest account, money in the invest account must have the potential to get a return on your capital. And if you've never heard capital before, which I hadn't when I first started, when people say that around money, it just means the amount of money you have decided to put toward trying to get something. So if you're trying to buy a car and you've saved up, $1,000, your capital is $1,000 and your intended investment is a car. That's all that vocabulary and lingo means. It's just the amount of money that you want to put towards something. In your give account, money in the give account must be set on your authentic gift to the world. Now, why do I stress that so much? Because I have struggled with self-identity my entire life, but more importantly, I've seen other people struggle. The old lady who has been told her whole life that she is such a good singer and she has to sing, so she's been in church choirs and she's sung her whole life. And then when I was house cleaning for her in, some of her last years, she confessed to me that she actually doesn't like singing. She doesn't. It's not what makes her feel alive. That, in fact, playing poker makes her feel alive. And it wasn't until like the last couple of years of her life that she started actually playing poker. And she had been told her whole life, "Oh no, you're a good girl. You're a good singer. You're a good girl. Poker's bad. Poker's bad. That's gambling. That's bad for people." So she had spent her whole life pretending to have an identity that wasn't hers. And when we spend with money, a lot of us do that. How many people buy a car because they think it would impress other people? I mean, I've thought about doing that when I wanted to, what I call drive for dollars, looking around at real estate and such. And I was like, gosh, my car looks bad, and maybe I should get a newer car. And I have such an amazing blessing of friends in my life, and we were walking the park after one of my surgeries, and he was really bringing it to my attention, like, if you're gonna be buying a house, you're gonna be buying a house, whether you show up in a fancy car or a used car, it doesn't matter. And that was a potential self-sabotage. Like, it's really important to be authentic, not to put up a front. Now, there is a difference between trying something out. Maybe you've always, dressed very casually, shirts and jeans, shirts and jeans, shirts and jeans your whole life, but now you would like to kind of trade, you'd like to sell, you'd like to be a stockbroker, something like that, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to try walking around every day in a 3-piece suit. That's authentic because you're trying it out. Maybe you'll like it better. I have met plenty of people who prefer to dress business casual every single day, and that's their authentic self. So that's why I keep stressing authentic. I think people are most fake when it comes to their money. I really do. And I want you to start asking yourself, where is the money going, and how much of that money is just because you were told that's what you're supposed to do, or just because you don't want to listen to somebody bitch or complain or attack your character when you want to spend your money differently. Now, your net worth account, money in the net worth account can never leave. Never. This is your little step forward. This is your claim to wealth fame your entire life. I don't care what that number is. If between now and the time you die, that number is never, ever shorted, you only add to it little by little by little, you can look at that account, you can know your growth, you can know your potential, and it gives you better leverage, just means advantage, in the future. We're not there yet, but just keep that in mind how important it is. Look, follow the rules and watch your entire life balance will improve. It really will. It really will. These rules, these categories, and adapting to them, do not change the category if you've already put money into it. New money coming in, you can change the category. New money coming in. There are plenty of times where I see people who fire, which just means financially independent, retired early. People who fire and they're young or they're old and they go, what do I do now? They spent their entire life making the S category super, super important. Almost all of them will go into the give category. Oh, wow, now I can learn to be a coach, or now I can go ahead and fix used cars all day long. That's what I've always wanted to do. She fixes up such beautiful cars. I'm a personal fan of like the 20s or 30s cars, but she loves the 50s and 60s. But either way, it's all who we are. It's all good. Just follow these rules. Watch your entire life balance improve. I want to thank you for listening to this segment number 4. I really do appreciate you watching it this far through. It really helps me with the algorithm. And more importantly, it just lets me feel heard. Spending your entire life being told improvement is a bad thing, being the rebel that I am and continuing to improve even in isolation, even in rejection, having the knowledge that there are people out there who choose to improve, who choose to keep moving forward, it really gives me fuel in a way that I just don't know how to express in words. So thank you so much for following this. Once again, this is how you can help, obviously, with the YouTube algorithms. Subscribe, like the video, share the link, or comment, and you can buy my books on Kindle. My personal motto: live, learn, and upgrade. Of course, this book is dedicated to my son Aiden and to my daughter Ilya. I love you both. As you can see behind me, I am in the middle of moving, so I do not know when segment 5 will be coming out. But live, learn, upgrade. Move closer, stay longer. Every single time I make an improvement. Hopefully this new move, I will be able to have more of a set schedule and my videos can come out a specific day every single week. So we'll see how this goes. But that is all I've got for you today. I hope that you kind of keep in the back of your head that little ticker. What are your triggers and what are your mixed signals? Just becoming aware of what's working for you and what's not working for you and what's going on for you will bring you more clarity. So I hope y'all have a beautiful day, and you know what? Live, learn, upgrade, y'all.